OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's that? Reese is on Outcasted OC 3 times in 1 week. Wow, it's your treat and it's my treat to bring you SmackDown this week. Welcome back to Outcasted, guys. I am your host for today, and I know what you're thinking. I'm glad you said his name at the start because Ross and G look different, and I wouldn't have been able to tell. I know. The season premiere of SmackDown. I am very happy to be here because, as you know, I am the resident tribal chief advocate of Outcasted OC, so I had to get to review the season premiere of SmackDown, and Roman is on the show. But before we get into it, I want you to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see on this video today. Hit that bell notification so you know that all our videos are heading towards your phone, a computer, etc. as soon as they come out. Well, let's get straight into it. John Cena is here to open the show. I only knew it was John Cena because, you know, his music hit and then his camera pointed this way. I didn't see anyone come down to the ring. Or then this floating microphone started popping and talking. Right, anyway, you can't see him, okay? Anyway, he starts talking about how tonight SmackDown is amazing. Well, I'm assuming that's what he was going to say because he doesn't have any time to say anything because guess who else comes out? That's right, baby. It's the head of the table. The head of the table, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, accompanied by Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. Conspicuous by his absence is Jimmy Uso. Where is Jimmy? Is he in the bloodline? Is he out the bloodline? Is Roman Reigns annoyed at him? Who knows? I know because I've seen the whole show and we'll talk about it in a little while. But anyway, Roman comes down to the ring and basically says to John Cena, you know, we've done this before. Either you leave or I make you leave. You're not the GOAT. You have the audacity to come on my show and call yourself the greatest of all time. Like, come on. Like, he says, yeah, get out or whatever. You know, we're going to beat you down, basically. John Cena gets on the microphone. He says, I'm not here to fight you. I'm not here to issue a challenge because 1,138 days as the WWE Universal Champion is, in my opinion, probably the greatest achievement of all time. And I don't even think I'm ready to challenge you for that championship. But I know one person who is. And guess whose music hits, baby? Yeah, LA Knight comes down to the ring, gets in the ring, and says to Roman, there is a new chief in town, or sheriff, or some kind of law enforcement agency or something. He gets in the ring and says he's a new chief or tribal chief or the new. Anyway, he says to Roman, you're the tribal chief. Crowd goes, yeah. Roman Reigns, like, he's like, I love Roman Reigns' reactions, like, as when people that, you know, different people are talking. I always like look at Roman Reigns because like he's like laughing, but like he's always in control of the situation. LA Knight says, you know, you're the tribal chief, you're the head of the table. The crowd are going, yeah. LA Knight goes, you're the defending champion. The crowd goes, yeah. And LA Knight goes, nah, because basically he's, you know, he's pointing out everything what everyone has always said about Roman Reigns, that he never shows up. So, you know, it's nothing new, but, you know, LA Knight is LA Knight on the microphone. So, of course, he was going to say that. And he is saying to him, basically, he doesn't get around to saying it. I am assuming that LA Knight wants to challenge Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel for the Universal Undisputed Galaxy-wide Championship. I would love to see this. I think it's a little bit too soon for LA Knight to going after the major belt, but I suppose it's capitalizing on his momentum and his popularity at the moment. I don't think he'll win, but I think there'll be another opportunity down the line for him. I have a feeling it's either going to be him or Gunther who wins the Royal Rumble. So him versus Roman at maybe not WrestleMania. I don't know. It's difficult, isn't it? Because I literally just said I think he's going to win the Rumble, but at the same time, you've got Cody there, you've got Jay there, you've even got Jimmy, you've got Kevin Owens, by the way. Ooh, let's talk about that later. But it's difficult to really see who's going to beat Roman for the championship, which is going to be at WrestleMania, in my opinion. I don't see him getting past WrestleMania with the championship, but if he does, I wouldn't. And I said this on the podcast, I believe it was on Thursday. I said this on the podcast. I wouldn't be surprised if he got past WrestleMania with that championship and then held it for another 4 years and just broke Bruno Sammartino's record. I really would not, because at that point he's held it for 4 years. You know, hold it for another three and a half or something. You know. So anyway, as LA Knight is talking, as he's speaking trash, Jimmy Uso makes his appearance and starts to try and beat down LA Knight, but LA Knight gets the advantage, throws him out of the ring. Everyone gets out of the ring apart from LA Knight. Solo Sikoa gets his marching orders from Roman Reigns, and he says, go back in there and take care of this. Solo gets on the apron and says, LA Knight, well, no, he doesn't. LA Knight says to him, me and you right now in the ring. Solo gets off the apron and starts to walk back to Roman Reigns, but it's all but confirmed that Solo Sikoa is going to be facing LA Knight tonight on the season premiere of SmackDown, which is cool. Carlito Caribbean cool, if you will. So anyway, where did we go to next? Oh, this is very funny. Like, we go to commercial, but we come back, and then the next match is you got Kit Wilson on the microphone saying, a catastrophic, devastating injury held him back a couple of months ago, but he's made a miraculous improvement and a miraculous recovery. It is Elton Strong. And then Pretty Deadly come out. Pretty Deadly are back. Yes, Pretty Deadly are finally back. I love Pretty Deadly so much. I love the theme song as well. God, I've missed that theme song. Isn't it like one of the best theme songs in WWE right now? It's so good. I don't know who wrote that song, but like they went all out for that song. I love it. So I don't know if it's called Elton Strong Forever now, but obviously he was called Elton Prince. So, we've got hashtag Elton Strong coming down to the ring with Kit Wilson, Pretty Deadly versus Fight Night, aka the Brawling Brutes. Now, there's not much to talk about in this actual match. It's more the commentary of like Corey Graves just absolutely like he's so on Pretty Deadly's side. It's unbelievable. He says towards the end of the match, he says something along the lines of greatest comebacks of all time. Number 1, Lazarus. Number 1A, Elton Strong. Like that's just one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard. Like Michael Cole is obviously pointing out the fact that he had a shoulder injury and he was in a wheelchair for several months. It's just great. It's absolutely amazing. The match comes to an end here where Elton Strong falls on his shoulder and he starts going, oh, my shoulder, it hurts again. And the referee falls for it, obviously, even though Ridge the Fridge is there saying, no, don't believe him. He's lying. He's talking nonsense. Kit Wilson gets on the apron. Ridge the Fridge goes for a sucker punch, as Corey Graves calls it. He knocks Kit Wilson off the apron, but Elton Prince is obviously faking and he rolls up Ridge the Fridge into a 1-2-3. Pretty Deadly get their first victory back on the main roster. I love the referee here. Like, obviously she was telling Ridge to back off and helping out Elton Prince, but then as soon as he's faking, she goes straight in for the cover. As a referee, I would have been like, what are you doing? Like, you can't do that. That's wrong. But WWE referees, wrestling referees, you gotta love them, man. What happens after this? Oh, we now go backstage to Carlito, who is getting interviewed, and someone, who is it? I think it's Kayla Braxton, who says to him, how do you feel about coming back at Fastlane? And he goes, Kayla, there's only one way to describe the way I came back at Fastlane, and that was cool. And it was cool. It was great to see Carlito back. It's great to see him back. Bobby Lashley comes and says, I've not seen you for ages since I used to beat you down back in the day on SmackDown. Carlito says, that was a long time ago. How about me and you in the ring tonight, Bobby? Bobby says, not really I'm not in my gear. I'm in my suit. I'm not really ready to fight. But, and as he says that, Street Profits jump Carlito from behind, and then I like to call him the Almighty. I picked that up from I think it's Cultaholic. Shout out Cultaholic. The Almighty just start jumping him and beating him down. Adam Pearce comes to the rescue and says, back up, whatever, get away from me, leave him alone, leave Carlito alone, guys. So Carlito is obviously injured. He's beaten down. Like the Street Profits have the advantage heading into what I'm assuming is a rematch, probably maybe at Crown Jewel. That'd be cool. LWO versus Profits again. That'd be dope. As for now, though, just to let you know, later on in the night, it is announced that next week Santos Escobar is going to be challenging Montez Ford. That is going to be a really cool match. I can't wait to see that. But as we come back from the commercial break, Bayley is, trying to get Adam Pearce's attention, saying she wants a crack at, I believe it was Charlotte tonight or Asuka tonight. It was one of them. She wants to stand up for her friend Io. Zelena Vega takes, homage with this because obviously Carlito was injured and all the LWO and Adam Pearce are trying to help Carlito get to the training room. Zelena basically turns around and says, go away. Basically, you're a nuisance. You're a pain in the ass. But obviously, Adam Pearce does not want to hear any of this argument. He wants to see fighting in the ring. So he gets a referee to escort them both down to the ring, and they have a match tonight. And it is Bayley versus Zelena Vega. Not really much to say about this match, but we'll get to that in a moment, because we now stay backstage in Roman Reigns' locker room where he's talking to Jay, and Jay's like, I'm just trying to be you, Uso. I'm just trying to call audibles. I'm trying to, make plans for us, and Roman goes, whoa. You think you're the quarterback? I'm the quarterback. You want to be the quarterback? What are you talking about? You don't call audibles. I call audibles. What you should be doing is, taking care of Jay. Like, what would you do in this? He basically says, Jimmy, what would you do in this situation, Mr. Quarterback? And Jimmy starts to talk about Jay, and Roman goes, no. Jay's old news. He is disrespecting the bloodline. The fact that he won the tag team championships is disrespectful to our bloodline. The fact that he's holding it with Cody Rhodes is disrespectful to our bloodline, and you're doing nothing about it. So what are you going to do, Mr. Jay? And basically then that's why the whole call audible thing comes in, and Roman doesn't like that, and Jimmy goes yeet, and obviously Roman goes, nah, I don't like that, I don't like it. Obviously calling on what Jay and Cody did at Fastlane. Very funny, very great. Now back to the Bayley versus Zelena Vega match. Again, not much to say about this match, to be honest with you. Zelena Vega looked very impressive in this match, though, to be fair. I love the Meteora that she does. She looks really, really cool when she does that. However, the match comes to it just implodes, to be honest with you, because Io Sky gets involved, or she tries to get involved, when Zelena Vega kind of hits like a 619 move on her. Like, she spins around the ropes and hits her in the back of the head, falls off the apron, only to turn around into a Rose Plan, and Bayley gets the victory over Zelena Vega. Big victory for Bayley. I don't think she's had a victory for a while, Bayley. She's been losing in tag team matches, and she's been losing quite a few times in singles matches. So, it's nice to see my Bayley have a victory here. All of Damage Control get in the ring now, start beating down Zelena Vega. Io Sky obviously wants a crack at Zelena Vega. Bayley wants a crack at Zelena Vega, but she is saved by none other than Charlotte Flair. As soon as Charlotte Flair runs down to the ring, the big hero, the big face, everyone loves Charlotte Flair. As soon as she gets into the ring, all the Damage Control scatter to the winds, baby. So Charlotte Flair is the hero of the day. Good for Charlotte. Who cares? Right, let's move on to something that we do care about. Triple H is now getting interviewed in the ring, and, well, he's not getting interviewed. He's interviewing himself, should I say. He's talking to the crowd. He's saying, there's someone in the ring tonight, someone here with me. He doesn't really know why he's in the ring with me, but he is one of the most unsung heroes of WWE. And he said, it's Adam Pearce. And he says to Adam Pearce, you're getting a promotion. You are now the GM of Monday Night Raw. And I want to introduce the new GM of Friday Night SmackDown. Dominic Mysterio comes out. Spoiler alert, he's not the GM of SmackDown, but he does come out to complain the fact that Fastlane was not a success, as Triple H said. The Judgment Day lost the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, and the fact that they're defending it tonight is absolutely ridiculous, because the Judgment Day are challenging on Raw for the Tag Team Championships. You'd think Judgment Day would be happy about this. The more matches that the Tag Team Champions have, the more weaker they'll be on Monday Night Raw. But hey-ho, I don't know. You can't really hear what Dominic's saying, though, because the crowd are absolutely booing the hell out of him, and Triple H attempts to settle what everyone else has been saying. Everyone else thinks it's been, everyone thinks they're throwing in that noise just on camera and through the speakers to make Dominic sound more hated than he actually is. And Triple H says, wow, I didn't realize. I thought that was just boomed in. I thought it was fake, but I didn't realize how loud it was when you come out into arenas, Dom. It's such bait, Triple H, man. That is so baited. If it's true, then fair enough. But that is so bait. You don't have to respond to what the audience say. If it is fake, it's fake. But if it isn't, I don't really care. I think it's dope. I think Dominic Mysterio getting booed is sick. I would like to see it for myself when I go to an arena. I have a feeling it's a little bit of both. I think the pipe in the noise and the crowd contribute to it a lot as well. Everyone loves to hate Dominic Mysterio, should I say. Anyway, Triple H goes, Adam Pearce isn't the person you should be shouting at because you're on Friday Night Smackdown this week. And the person who you should be shouting at is the new GM of Friday Night Smackdown, who is none other than Nick Aldis. Okay. Nick Aldis is the new GM of Friday Night Smackdown. I was not expecting this. I'm not going to lie to you. I knew he was like kind of been like a backstage producer. It was announced I think it was like a week ago that it was announced he was a backstage producer for WWE. But I didn't expect him to be the new GM. I felt kind of bad for him here because he gets literally no reaction. I thought more people knew who Nick Aldis was. He's had quite a good indie career, like a very good indie career, to be honest with you. And got no reaction. I thought it was really weird. But to be fair to him, he did recover quite easily. He started dogging on Dominic Mysterio, and then he introduces the new member of the Friday Night SmackDown roster. It's Kevin Owens. How do I feel about this? I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm sorry, guys. I really don't. Kevin Owens was on SmackDown for a long, long time over these past like 3 or 4 years, and the only prize he can really go after is the Undisputed WWE Championship. And he's faced Roman several times. I just don't see the need in him going to SmackDown to probably go into the main event scene again, because obviously that's where I would want to put him. I wouldn't want to put him into the United States title picture. I don't think he'll be in the tag team title scene. Where else can he go except for after Roman Reigns again? Roman Reigns even acknowledges this, no pun intended, later on in the night when he says he's got Kevin Owens on his show again. I thought this was just an odd decision. I thought there was a lot more other people on Monday Night Raw who you could have sent over, which would have been more interesting, like Seth Rollins, for example, Shinsuke Nakamura, even Bronson Reed, Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano. You know, the list goes on and on. Chad Gable would have been a good shout to go over to SmackDown, maybe to challenge for the United States Championship. I don't know. I just thought Kevin Owens was a bit of an odd choice. I really do. And since he's been split up now from Sami Zayn, which I thought was the best idea. That is a good idea. I don't think they'd have to go to different brands to split that tag team up, but I do think it's a good idea to have that tag team split up. I think both of them can do better things as single stars. So I'm happy with that, I suppose. But yeah, Kevin Owens on Friday Night SmackDown, guys. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. Like I say, I thought I thought it was a bit of a weak decision. I'll probably make a TikTok about that a little bit later on in the day. But like I said, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Roman Reigns, like I say, did react to this in his locker room, and he's surprised that Jimmy Uso isn't doing anything, seeing as though he wants to be a shot caller, seeing as though he wants to be the running back, seeing as though he wants to make audible decisions. He sat on his couch drinking water. Jimmy's like, "Are you being serious now, Uso?" And Roman goes, "No, but imagine if I was." But Jimmy Uso anyway gets up and goes, "Yeet, come on, Solo, let's deal with this situation." Roman goes, "Hey, stop doing that. Stop making that noise, God damn it. You don't like it." Yeah, I just thought, I don't know. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. Like Kevin Owens going to SmackDown. I don't know if it should have affected me. I don't know if it should have affected me as much as it did, but it did. Anyway, we now go backstage into Nick Aldis's office now. I nearly said Adam Pearce's, but no, it's Nick Aldis's office now, where he's talking to Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, where they are talking about maybe having new women's tag team championships, maybe with a bit of leather and class on it, because apparently those tag team titles are cursed. And he goes, "Speaking of class," and he looks around and Charlotte stood there. Amazing, great, fantastic. Everyone wants to see Charlotte. Chelsea Green says, "Not a really great impression. First impression, Nick Aldis. Obviously, she knows who he is, their time in Impact, etc." So yeah, I thought this was a bit weird, like cutting off the tag team championships just to speak to Charlotte Flair. Great, but he does say to to Charlotte. Nick does. He says, "Listen, SmackDown's gonna be different under my watch." And I said, to myself, when that happened at Fastlane, when you were screwed out of the championship, when Asuka was tapping out, when the referee was distracted, you rightly should have been the new women's champion. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do for you, Charlotte. Next week is going to be a rematch. It's going to be a singles match. It's going to be you versus Io Sky for the WWE Women's Championship. Charlotte Flair basically goes, "Great." Turns around, Jade Cargill stood there, baby, with Triple H. Triple H goes, "Charlotte, I'd like to introduce you to Jade," and she, cuts him off because she knows who Jade Cargill is, baby. How do you not know who Jade Cargill is? Come on, Triple H. You don't have to introduce Jade Cargill to the Queen. So Charlotte says, it's a pleasure to meet you. And basically goes, well, sorry, no, what did she say? Oh, yeah, she said, it's great to meet you. And then Jade goes, it's my pleasure. Like, oh, sorry, it's your pleasure. Or something happens. And it's just two alphas going at each other. I don't know. I proper screwed that segment up on it, guys. Jesus Christ. Yeah. So anyway, Jade Cargill versus Charlotte's happening. Like, can we just take that away from it? Pretend that I didn't say anything about it? Yeah. Can we just move on? Yeah. Anyway, we now go to the tag team championship match, guys. Do you know what? Before we do, let's talk about that a little bit more. Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair. I think it's the dream match that everybody wants. It's the dream match that I definitely wanted when Jade Cargill was announced for WWE. That was the first person who I thought of. I thought of Charlotte Flair and then Bianca Belair. Those are the two people. Let me know in the comments, who do you think should be Jade Cargill's best or first opponent, or both? Like, do you think it should be Charlotte Flair, or do you think it should be someone else? And when do you think it's going to happen? It's probably going to be at Crown Jewel, which would be a bit of a shame because I don't think they'd be able to do as good as they would usually do at a different show. That's just my opinion. Maybe it's Survivor Series. That'd be dope. Maybe at the Royal Rumble, they're going to wait that long. Who knows? Anyway, let me know in the comments, like I said. Now let's go to the Undisputed Tag Team Championship match. Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes defending against Grayson Waller and A-Town Down himself, Austin Theory. A-Town Down Under is their tag team name and definitely should be their tag team name. To be fair to A-Town Down Under, they've got a lot of offense in on this match, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately, because Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso were just too powerful, baby. Yeet, yeet, yeet. But they did look impressive. I will say that. They did look impressive, A-Town Down Under. I'm kind of growing on them. I didn't think they should have been together at a couple of months ago. I think Grayson Waller could be doing better things by himself. And even Theory. I mean, everyone hates on Theory, but I think he's fantastic in the ring. And, I didn't really think they should have really been a tag team, but now they're growing on me and they've got a bit of chemistry and, they do well with each other. There's a point in this match where Grayson Waller headbutts Jey Uso and Corey Graves says, oh, he doesn't know the rules. You're not supposed to headbutt a Samoan, because Waller starts selling it. It looks very funny. The match, it comes to a point here where they isolate, I believe it's Austin Theory. They get him in the ring, and it is the Cody, aka the 1D, and the Cody Cutter mixed together. I really, really like this finishing move. It looks very cool. Jey Uso then jumps to the outside of the ring to take out Grayson Waller so he can't interfere. Cody Rhodes hits the crossroads on Austin Theory for the 1-2-3, and they retain the tag team championships. Of course, they were going to retain, but it was a great match anyway. We now go where Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso are walking up the ramp after celebrating when Roman Reigns music hits, baby. Roman Reigns music hits. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and Solo first come out to confront Jimmy and Cody. So is it going to be a tag team match later on in the future? Maybe at Crown Jewel, Cody and Jey versus Jimmy and Solo. That would be is that a rematch? I feel like it's a rematch. It sounds like a rematch. But anyway, yeah, that'd be cool to see. And then Roman comes out. Roman comes out and stares down Cody Rhodes, basically implying, what you're doing on my show. Nick Aldis comes out and says, guys, not tonight. Not tonight. So Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns may have another bout in the future. It's probably going to be at WrestleMania. I really hope not. I don't want to see it. I'm not going to lie. But Roman Reigns' schedule is filling up. You have got a match probably at Crown Jewel against LA Knight. Survivor Series, champion versus champion. Probably going to be Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Another good match that's going to happen. Royal Rumble. Maybe Kevin Owens again. Please no. But, he's probably going to have a match at Royal Rumble, and then WrestleMania season comes around. Roman Reigns' title scene is heating up. I can't wait to see who are the people that he's going to be facing, guys. Who do we have now? Oh, there we go. We have the main event. How can I forget about the main event? We have the main event of the evening, guys. We have Solo Sikoa versus none other than the boy, than the man. Who do you think it's against? Solo Sikoa is going one-on-one with LA Knight. Yeah. I mean, you probably already know that if you've been watching the, the review from the very start. But, I thought I'd try and hype it up for you guys because it's the main event, baby. It's my favorite, Solo Sikoa, and also my other favorite, LA Knight, going one-on-one. Come on. And this is a good match. Solo Sikoa gets in a lot of offense in this match. He is just beating down LA Knight for the most part of this match. Just a really, really powerful moves from Solo here. You got the belly to belly. You have a lot of hard hitting punches from either side where it's basically LA Knight trying to fight from the ground up, where try to knock down Solo for the whole match. He eventually does knock down Solo. He hits him with a unbelievable. It's like a scoop slam / Michinoku driver. It's really, really nice to see. I couldn't believe that I got him up, to be honest, because Solo he's a big guy. He's a very big guy. LA Knight eventually gets the advantage. Solo Sikoa goes down for the 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, I mean, depending on who you're a fan of, I'm a fan of Solo, so it was unfortunate for me. Okay, but Solo Sikoa doesn't lose clean, which is good, because before the match ends, Jimmy Uso gets in the ring, tries to attack LA Knight. Cena gets in the ring. I nearly said FU then. Wow. He's not been called the FU since like 2010. I don't know. Anyway, he come and hits the FU or the AA, whatever you want to call it, on Jimmy, gets him out the ring. Cena turns around right into a Samoan spike from Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa then turns around right into a BFT from LA Knight, and that is how LA Knight gets the victory. But guys, that is not the end, because LA Knight is celebrating, yeah, I did it, on the ropes, like, ooh, LA Knight, yeah, everything. And then he gets off the ropes, turns around right into a big boy spear from Roman Reigns. The big boy spear from Roman Reigns ends the show. What did you think of SmackDown, guys? Let me know in the comments. I thought it was for the season premiere, I thought it was all right. I think there was a lot of talking, a lot of talking. I mean, even like the opening, like with Cena, LA Knight, Roman Reigns, all of that took about 20 minutes. That must have been about 20, 15 minutes or something off the show. And then obviously you had like the whole Triple H segment where there was a lot of talking there with Nick Aldis and Dominic Mysterio coming out. You had all the backstage segments. I think you had like 3 or 4 matches on this show, and some of them were, like I say, the Zelena Bailey match was okay. It was all right. Nothing to, rave about. You had the tag team championship match, which was really good. Pretty Deadly, obviously making the return, but the match wasn't that special. And then you had the main event with LA Knight and Solo Sikoa, which it was either that or the tag team championships that was like the best match of the night. But like I say, let me know in the comments, guys. Did you like SmackDown this week? Are you excited for the season premiere of Raw next week? That is going to be reviewed by Courtney. If you want to check out Courtney's review that happened on Monday, make sure you check that out. We also have a review from me from this week, and I'm not talking about this one. I'm talking about NXT. Go check that out if you can. Go check out the podcast where we rank out all of the WrestleMania theme songs, every single one up until this year. Let me know what you think about that one in them comments. That's a really good podcast. I really enjoyed about that, because we also talked about Fastlane, and we also talked about, my favorite subject, Roman Reigns, which was great. We have got a podcast obviously coming up next week, is that a word? Next week. It's a pop culture episode. We could talk about this finale of Ahsoka. We're going to have some guests on there, but I'll leave them as a surprise later on next week. Like I say, make sure you check out all the reviews that are coming next week. Again, guys, we have a full schedule for you. But for now, hope you have a great weekend, and peace out.